resentment.
Hey.
Yeah.
You gotta let people in on the waiting room.
Oh, okay. I just let Timmy in. I don't know where.
Hey, Timmy. That's
Hey,
fine.
Timmy.
It'll just pop up.
It's yeah. Also far, I've only seen one pop up. Yeah.
Do we want to record these too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who is control? You have control, right? Oh, I do.
You do. You signed in first.
Do you want me to sign out?
Nope.
It is recording, actually.
Hi, Mama. Hi, Mama.
Hi.
How are you today?
How you doing, Timmy?
How about you?
Excellent, excellent. Honestly, I didn't get a chance to congratulate you on Alice and Kern. And don't you have like a new couple deals going on right now? Oops.
I'm sorry, were you talking to me?
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm sorry. Somebody knocked on my door at the same time. I didn't hear you.
It's okay. No, I want to congratulate you on your first sponsor. That's huge. I don't think I've spoken to you about that. That's and she's great. She's gonna be. Rob and I really like her. She's gonna do well.
Awesome.
And also, you have I think Rob said you have like a few deals going on.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And I'm seeking guidance from anyone and everyone.
That's great, though. Honestly, that's the best way to just get thoroughly entrenched in it. You learn so much so fast.
Well, I don't know if Heather or JT are on, but thank you both. I know I'm a little scatterbrained and have a lot going on right now, but those two have really helped me a lot, especially Heather helped me a lot this weekend. So I appreciate it.
Oh, that's great. They're both not on, but we'll definitely talk with them and let them know you said that.
Well, the big deal I couldn't have done without Joe. And then Joe didn't know how to use it Form Plus. So Heather had to help me because I haven't been to your Zip Form training yet. And it's way different than Dotloop. I like Dotloop. I've used it for several different things. So I was kind of used to that. But Zip Form is a little confusing and overwhelming trying to figure it out yourself.
Yeah, once you get past, because it is the exact opposite of Dotloop, but it's really better. Dotloop has messed up for a lot of people for different transactions. Even myself, I couldn't send out one full complete file. I couldn't even send out, and people couldn't fill in any of the spots, and it's just randomly has glitches. Zip forms, once you do get used to it, you can fill out the as-is contract 12 pages long in 2 minutes, not even. You can have pre-filled set areas. So once you get used to it and just it's like riding a different type of bike, I guess, if you may. It's different, but it will pay off, and once you learn it.
Well, I love meeting people. I'm a people person, but I'm not good at negotiating or counter offering. So Joe had kind of given me a little courage to counter offer. And I didn't think that the gentleman would accept it. I just thought, oh my gosh, Timmy, you're new at this. You don't know what you're doing. And when he accepted, my heart just started racing. I called Joe and said, I don't know what to do now. He accepted what you told me to offer or suggested for me to offer. And now I don't know what to do because I've never done anything like this before. So
that's great.
And Timmy, that story you should tell during this mastermind session once we get started. So let's make sure we put that on because that's a really good story to tell for a different way of thinking that JT definitely brought up. So that's a good example of what people can do in those situations.
Yeah, no, definitely.
He's great at guiding. And I feel like, oh my God, I'm bothering you guys so much because I don't know how to do this, and it's spur of the moment, quick. I can't get on a computer. How do I do this? I don't know what I would do without Joe or Heather, who dropped everything to help me this weekend.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, that's it. Honestly, we're all about that. I mean, we've all been new, and we've all you don't know this until you're thrown in the trenches. Like you said, you're pressed for time and you have to act fast, and you can't even you reach out to people for sure. Reach out to any one of us, and we'll help you.
Okay.
It's so great that they helped you too, for sure. So it's 8:02. This is Rob. Rob, do you want to talk? This is Rob's wonderful idea. Rob thought about this. He actually had spoken with another broker, I believe from New Smyrna, and they do Mastermind Monday. And it's pretty much just kind of, you share what you've learned throughout the past week and what your goals.
Sorry, I gotta drop the kids off.
Okay, you're fine. And so you share your, it's kind of motivational, and so, I mean, I find that you learn a ton, but I think the best learning is through experiences, what other agents have experienced. So Mike is open to anyone who wants to share what they've learned, because I think that's just the best teacher. So,
where do you want to start?
Whoever wants to start.
I think it comes down to really just consistency. And actually, there's a very wise, very young man, young to me, and all of our beloved broker, said to me once, he said, the only thing that's missing in my history is having consistency every single month. So I think if you set your goals to do something every month, as far as, try to get to a point where you can, get that transaction history going, then, and obviously guys, if this is your first couple of months or your first year or whatever, even your second, sometimes third year, that's not realistic. Put it in bite-sized pieces. So if you can do, they say a good agent does 2 or 3 transactions in their first year. So that was very doable for me. Even if you did 1 transaction in your first year, you're good. You're on the road to success. So don't be discouraged if you are not like lining them up and bringing in, 3, 4, 5, 6 transactions a month. It doesn't happen overnight. And so just try to put things in place so that you're consistently doing the same things. You're following up, you're listening, because your ears are your best skill. A lot of times new agents will just do all the talking. We don't want to do all the talking. We want to do all the listening. Your clients will tell you what they want if you ask the right questions. So I always tell people, ask the W's: what, where, when, why. Get the information so that they give you what they're looking for. And then your job is to go in there and figure out, what they're looking for so that you can be consistent. And Rob, as you all know, is my oldest son, but he's also very wise beyond his years, and he has a lot of skills. And, both he and Colleen are standing by ready to help. All of us are, should you have any questions, at any time. So this coming month will probably be my best ever month. I think I've got 6 or 7 closings, and that's not to say I'm something special, because I'm nothing any different than anybody else on this team. But you get there by asking those questions, and you get there by developing that consistency. And my job is to, I'm looking at, that's going to be over a $2 million month, but I'm looking at going forward from this point. I don't have anything lined up right now for June, July, August, September. I could sit back and just kind of go, okay, I'm done. I have a $2 million month. I'm good. But I have to consistently keep that going. And that's become my goal this year, that I want to, it doesn't have to be a $2 million month, as great as that would be, but I want to make sure I've got at least 1 transaction every month, if not more. So set your goals, as Colleen loves to say, get your goals in order, and set your goals in a place that you can consistently make those strides and become successful. And your goal can be anything. It doesn't have to be a transaction. It can be for you, maybe I'm going to make 25 phone calls, maybe I'm going to get 2 new clients to work with. I mean, whatever it might be. And then just consistently try to add to that as you go on. And you'll find that your success will go up, and, you will, like Timmy, I mean, she's had a great start, and she's become a sponge now, and she's ready and willing to ask questions of of her peers, know that you all have more information and more knowledge than our clients. And don't be afraid to get that consistency by asking those questions and moving forward.
Yeah.
And I could blab on all day, but that's not
You're-
listening. So.
No, you're right. But she's right about the goals, and like how you're going about and kind of getting in touch with people could be different from like how do I do it. I like the cold call, but Kim really does follow up with her sphere, follow up with her past clients, and really keep that relationship going. So it's you have to figure out what works best for you, but the whole point of it is just doing it on a daily, consistent basis, time blocks at a time. So then you can have someone in June and someone in July. So, so looking forward, you don't want to focus just on what's going on in the present. You want to focus more on what's going on in the future. Not more, but like in addition to, you should be focusing on both. So that.
And actually in February, I was thinking May was the only month I didn't have anything set up for. So there you go. You know, it's like, oh, I've got to, I don't want to hear Rob tell me again, you got to be consistent.
So can I just add something? I've only been here 3 months. I just got my license in December, and my first sale, I had no idea they were going to say, I want to buy this house and I want to make an offer now. And I was so lucky because Kim was the selling agent. So she guided me on that first sale that I made. I mean, in the 3 months I've been here, I've sold a house, did 2 referrals. I have 2 vacant lots listed. I have a contract for a development to be the exclusive realtor for all the homes. I'm listing another home this week, but I did that because I listened to Kim and I listened to Joe and Rob and Colleen, and don't, if there's anybody new out there like me, don't be afraid to listen to them and take it all in. Like Kim said, I'm a sponge. Any idea, pursue it. Don't be afraid.
Like that. So Timmy, what's working for you? How are you getting these people? How are you just talking real estate? What's working?
I think to start with, every time it snowed in Pennsylvania, I shared a house for sale by accident.
Nice.
And the comments I've received is people like that I'm honest. They like, hey, I'm new. Let me ask. I don't know the answer. Let me call and ask Kim, or let me call and ask Rob. They like that. I have been taking the realtor.com app, the OpCity. That's how I meet so many people. I showed 2 houses last week through OpCity. And a lot of them can be dead ends because they're looking for something under 60,000, 10 minutes from the beach with no HOA. But there's a very excellent amount of leads if you follow up on them. And the issue I have is because I work a full-time job, so I can't take them all. I have to refer them, but that's still helping you guys. If I refer to Heather or Inez, because Inez has her mobile home license, anything I get, if I can't do it, I'm sharing with the rest of the realtors and exit right. So the deal that Rob is talking about, and my heart still races just talking about it. But I figured, well, since the real estate market is good and I have a piece of property that I'm not going to build on now, I decided, you know what, I'm going to list it for 3 times the amount of what I paid for it just to see what happens. And I had somebody call me, and he's a home builder and he's buying all the vacant lots in that development to build homes to sell because he wants to cash in on the real estate market too. And he called and offered me double the amount I paid for it. And I thought, well, I'll still make money, but I want to think about this. And I called Joe, and Joe says, Tammy, wait, you need to think about this. He says, tell him you will accept the offer if he makes you the exclusive realtor for all the homes he builds in that development. And no, I've never done anything like this before. So I thought about it, and I called him back later that day. And I said, I thought about what you said, and I'd like to make a counter offer. I'll accept what you offer if you make me your exclusive realtor for any home that you or your affiliated business build in that development. And he says, okay, no problem. Send me the contract. And then my heart started racing. So I didn't expect him to say yes. I figured he was going to counter offer or something. So I had to call Joe and Rob because I didn't know what to do. I think just going in it honest and just say, hey, I'm fairly new. I'm learning a lot. But for me, that means I'm going to go above and beyond. I'm going to go 150%. I'm going to call Kim if I don't know something, or Rob or JT, and because I don't like to pretend I know everything. So I think honesty has been the biggest thing for me. And Heather told me yesterday it was being organized. She was shocked at how organized I am. I have a folder, I have a list of people, and on that list, who wants what area, what their budget is, or if they want to sell and when they want to sell, or I just keep a running list and I look at it every night when I go home. Okay, let me run the list and see what I can find tonight. And,
That's
so
very good. Organization and honesty are just, those are big hitters in this industry for sure. You're going to stand out with both of those. Well, that's great. Honestly.
Yeah.
Robert,
Well
you say?
done, Timmy.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think Timmy, that's a great depiction of what goes on as a brand new realtor, and some of the things you can definitely do correctly that yield you a bunch of results. And organization and honesty are definitely the two pillars. But I kind of want to shift gears a little bit and talk about, because we have 3 new realtors that are on the call today, and some industry stories of real life situations that has happened. So in particular right now, maybe Kim, you can talk about the multiple offer situations that you're in right now and how you're dealing with it and the best ways to kind of navigate through it. And we've got, in this kind of market, you've got a ton of people that are in multiple offer situations, and it's just good to know on how you go about dealing with that. So do you want to quickly tell us?
Sure. I mean, I've got, I put 2 listings on at the beginning of the week. One was just a simple lot in a community in Port St. Lucie, and I had 14 offers on it by the second day. As the offers started coming in, once you get more than one, your immediate response is to let people know that you're taking highest and best. You can certainly play the price war game. Personally, I don't like that because I don't want to put people in that position. They still think that that's what they're getting, because in this market, a lot of people will do that. But you get it to a point where you want to cut it off. So you just give them a day. All right, I'm going to accept highest and best until 4 o'clock on Tuesday or something like that. For a lot of reasons, it's a little bit of a nightmare. And this is where the organization comes in really, really important. And I was just telling Colleen this morning, I'm now trying to respond back to all the people we didn't accept so that I make sure that I'm being honorable with my peers out there and our colleagues, so that we don't have a reputation of, oh, I sent an offer, she didn't respond. But so when the offers come in, there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can either take the first one that comes in and work with that one, and make it first, second, third, fourth, fifth, or you can take them all in and present them to your seller. When I did highest and best, I said, we're going to present them to the seller all at once and then let the seller decide. We created an Excel sheet. Heather and I were working on this, and she thankfully put that together for me because I was working on 2 accounts at the same time with multiple offers, and put all of the prices down. When I was talking to Colleen this morning, I said, the only thing we could do differently on that sheet would be to add the agent name and phone number, because then it would make it, everything's on one sheet, but it makes it easier to go back and follow up when you've got more than 2 or 3. And that's what I'm dealing with this morning, is trying to go back through my emails and text messages to get all of the names and numbers of those agents so that I can call the ones that didn't win, so to speak, back. I had the seller side on both. So having the seller side versus having the buyer's side are 2 different animals. On the seller side, obviously you have the leverage, the more offers you have. And these were all significantly above our ask. The house that I had, we went, I think it was 55,000 or 60,000 above ask on the offer. And I got 8 offers on the house over there in Majestic Oaks. So as a buyer's agent, your job is to try to figure out how you're going to be that best offer. And it may not be price, it may be terms, it may be a shorter inspection. You're going to do shorter inspection, make sure you've got your inspector lined up, because they are, just insane right now. I know, because I'm engaged to one. And his schedule is booked through, Friday already next week. So you got to make sure, if you're on the buyer's side, that you have all your ducks in a row before you make that offer. If you can strengthen your offer with a higher deposit, that's great. If they can't do it in the first couple of days, you do a small escrow, and then 10 days later after your inspection, put more down. That's going to give you a little strength. If the asking price is a certain thing, sometimes maybe you're going to add a little bit of money to that. Try to get info from the agent to see where you might need to be in order to win that offer. And then certainly if it's financed, conventional is going to win out over some of the others. If it's cash, make sure that it's close range, because nothing is working that is, like in most cases, it's going to be ask or above, unless it's ridiculously priced. I don't know, that's a lot of information in one fell swoop, but it's just one of those markets that doesn't make any sense at all.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just interesting, real quick. I will say that I'm going to start cold calling for sale by owners again. I don't know if people who really like to cold call, but because on Zillow, our house was estimated at 235 last month, and Rob and I put it on the market for 349, and literally just to try and test the market. And now it's under contract for 320. And
now they're looking for a home.
now, yeah, but the estimate now is 318. So it's like Zillow can't even keep up with this market. So if you want to touch base with people and honestly just do a quick market analysis of that neighborhood, many for sale owners might be underpriced. It's that crazy to say, but I really believe that they could very well be underpriced, because Zillow is underpriced, because they just can't keep up with how crazy fast people are selling their houses. That's my spiel. But so we have heard from Steven or Nate. You guys want to kind of open up and share what's working for you guys, what you've learned so far?
Any questions about the industry that maybe some of our experienced realtor, Kim or Timmy, maybe has experienced already?
Don't be shy.
Feel free to unmute yourselves. We can't hear you.
Still not coming through.
Can't hear you, Steven.
Hello? You can hear me?
Nate, we can hear you, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Hi, everyone. Well, I'm a new agent, so I'm just brand new to this. So right now I'm starting cold calling, and right now I'm just focusing on getting the exposure. And also I was thinking about just go start knocking on some doors and just getting my name out there. That's what I've been focusing on right now. And also I have a rental lead that Kim gave me the other day. Nice. And I have some other people to call today. So I've been getting some people.
Yeah, excellent.
Always have your business cards with you everywhere you are. If it's
yes, yeah, I'm still waiting to get those, but I've been passing out my mobile card.
That's good too.
Yeah.
Wear your name tag too. Sorry. When you door knock, wear your name tag for sure.
Okay.
And have objections. So it's anytime they'll say anything, anticipate that they're going to say no or whatever, and just have a response for that. Any objection, we're not interested in that right now. How the future is going, we might be interested. Right now the market's crazy. But yeah, just whenever they say no, it's actually a good sign. That means it's room for negotiation, and instead of they could just slam the door on you.
5 no's before you get a yes.
Yeah, for real.
So that's
I
good.
came home one night and a realtor had gone around and put a door knock sign, whatever, that doorknob sign that they hang with their business card, that says that while the real estate market is doing so well, let me help you sell your home. And I thought that was a great idea. I mean, I haven't done it, but it was kind of cool to come home and all my neighbors are saying, hey, this was on my door. It's a good way to get your name and face out there.
Yeah,
definitely.
And I told Rob I had Boston Red Sox schedules made with a magnet and my name and face on it. And I've been putting it Dunkin' Donuts every day because they have a business card holder. I've been putting it in there every day, and once a week I've been filling it. They're going fast. But the only problem I have is they're looking me up on Facebook, all these single men now looking for a date. That's the only problem I
Oh
have.
my
I
gosh.
want to
That'll
sell a house,
happen.
I look for a date. But that, I mean, just anything to get your picture out there and your, because I've had people say, hey, yeah, I saw that at Dunkin' Donuts on Island Drive.
Brand, yeah, it's branding.
Mhm. Well done. And Steven, what about you? What's going on with you?
Yes.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, you're not on mute, but we can't hear you.
Maybe your computer audio is down. The
If you
volume.
want, type it in the chat and we'll read it.
Sign language works.
Kim and I know sign. But that's
Yeah. So Steven, if you just want to type in your comments in the chat, we'll read it. And then we'll figure out what's going on there. Yeah, so so it's a crazy market, as everyone knows. So these masterminds are important because, you know, the more deals that we're doing, you know, the more things that are coming up, and especially for new agents, you know, learning from the experience of others is kind of like, you know, it is important, because it's like that saying, you know, I'd much rather learn from other people's mistakes and successes than my own. So it's a good way to kind of be able to hear the stories and hear what's going on and hear the industry and what's going on with it. So I don't have anything else for today. Do we have any other comments this week for Steven's?
yeah. I always like to ask the why. Why do you guys think the market is so crazy right now?
Because everybody wants to move here from the north and from the south. The interest rates are still low, and it's a great place to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that being said, as you know that because of COVID and people being so cooped up inside, they want to go and because they can work remotely, half the jobs now you can work from anywhere. People from up north like, why are we living in this place? Because it's cold and rainy, and when I can work anywhere, why don't I want to go? And especially when there's no income tax, and you come down here, the interest rate and houses are reasonable. Like a $300,000 house is like a piece of land in Massachusetts. Like Timmy just posting about whenever it snowed up there, like you can literally just post how crazy and post anything. Like you can get this house for 300. That's still well within reach for people up north. So if you're posting that and you're talking to people from up north and just kind of just staying in touch with them, like I literally just I don't think I talked to him, but my uncle's moving down from Massachusetts to Virginia, and I helped him with a sale on that. Like you really can. People don't want to live up there now. And first-time home buyers, if you know anyone young looking to buy their first property, the interest rates are historically still at the all-time low, and so you could really convert someone from a renter into a buyer at this point. So I always just like to kind of analyze the market. I've listened to a lot of podcasts on it and people who know their stuff, and they say that it's not going to crash anytime soon. It's not going to be this bubble anytime soon. If anything, it's going to slow down. But I definitely can see it being this hyperactive all the way through the end of the year. So I would just say we should be focusing on just getting listings and if we can. Buyers are great, but there's just limited supply out there. Definitely try and focus on the listings at this point.
Make hay while you can.
Yes.
Yeah. And Steven, let's chat a little bit later today. I just got your message. And just if you can write down a detailed step-by-step process of what you go through. Then that way maybe we can look at tweaking some things and see if we can't convert some of those referrals for it, and and help you convert them. My take on the market too is we get the question all the time, and I'm sure you guys do as well. Is this going to be another 2008, 2009? And the short answer, in my opinion, is no. And the reason is because 2008, 2009, you had widespread fraud throughout our industry. and they were making bad loans, and they were really just being greedy, and they're taking a really good concept of a mortgage-backed security, and they made it into something that was detrimental. And this was something that happened over a period of probably 20, 25 years. It wasn't something that just overnight, like, boom, the market's done. And it got so bad that you could literally get a mortgage in your dog's name. They just were not verifying. They were not doing anything. So when people ask you, is there a mob? Is it going to crash like 2008? Are the prices going to stabilize or whatever? They're going to stabilize a little bit, but they're not. I do not see, and there's no indications showing that there's going to be a big crash. And the biggest reason too, for people that say, oh, I'm going to wait for the foreclosure market and the short sale market. Well, the difference is now people still are going to have good equity in their houses. What that means is they're going to be able to sell it, and the banks are going to let them sell it before they're going to take it over and put it on their books. Banks don't want to own homes. They're not in the business of owning homes. They don't like it. It's not something that they want to do. So they're going to much rather have the person that's living in the house sell it, get out from, problems and get out from debt, even maybe make a little bit of money, and then they're going to get their note paid off. So even though, people are in the forbearance periods and, they're talking about, a lot of people underwater, there's still the value of their homes is still going to be there. And that's going to be the biggest difference of why the foreclosure market is not going to be a big kind of hit for us selling homes in this kind of, pandemic and market. So that's my little take on it. So that's some tidbits you can use when people are asking about, where do you think the market's headed and what's going on? Yeah, we think it's going to stabilize, but there's definitely not going to be a crash, in our opinion, like there was in 2008, just because the values of homes are still there. So that's the little kind of clip you can kind of take away with. But definitely do your research. There's some good sources. Colleen, who are some of the people you've been listening to recently that maybe some other people can look into?
He's been in real estate for 25 years, out of Tallahassee, and I'm drawing a blank of what his name is. I'll have to let you guys know. I can send out an email, but I like it too, because he's been in the industry so long, and he's a broker in Tallahassee, and he really dictates a lot of what's going on in the market based out of Florida. So it's close to home. And it just makes sense what he talks about. I'll send an email out to people and just say this is his name, but he's very knowledgeable.
Awesome. Does anyone have any other questions? It's we're heading right up at 8:30, so we like to keep our things to about a half an hour.
Can I ask that your next training thing be comparative analysis? Because I did my first one last night and I think I totally screwed it up, because it says a $200,000 house is worth $888,000. So I've never done one before, and I didn't know if you could do like a training thing to guide us on how to do that.
Yeah, Rob. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
A good source too is RPR. So we can
No.
maybe I don't know. No, what?
What's that?
They aren't even up to date with how crazy the market is right now. I did an RPR and our house still listed at 240 something on RPR. But so it's like they're not even
right.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
When I put that house in Majestic Oaks on, it was the same thing. They said I think it was just above the median price in that neighborhood was right around 275, and we put it on at 277. And I had 8 offers, and I had 4 of them in the 300s. So, you can't. And even the other agent goes, "Did you price it really low on purpose?" And I said, "No, the highest price in there so far was 290, and we've got 4 offers well over that." So, you just can't really tell. What I will say is, as a new realtor, make sure that you take advantage of any of the training classes that the association offers. If you can get yourself into the GRI series, when you get your license in Florida, you may have decided or discovered that all it does is give you your license. It doesn't teach you what you really need to know. It's really more of passing a test. You're learning from others, as Rob said, and you're learning in the job itself in this field. So, you're 100% smart, Timmy, in the sense of, asking for, if you don't know the answer to something, you've got a wealth of experience and time, out there with all the agents that we have, that you can get your information. But for your own benefit, always educate yourself. Take as many of those courses as you can, whether they're online or in person. And if you can get yourself into the GRI, I highly recommend it, just
Okay.
because it really does give you market knowledge, and it's
CE
valuable to know
credits.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's a twofer.
Useful.
And going
Market,
back
yeah.
to,
Heather
going back
guided me last night on how to do it, but when I did it, apparently I'm putting like the wrong numbers in. Because I know you have to take it off the one you're comparing it to, but yeah, I think I don't know. I'll look it up and do some of that training and see if I can figure it out.
so going back to the RPR real quick, you can do a CMA right off of there and bring in your own comps. And that's where I was getting at, not just doing the quick RPR of, what their estimate is of the market, but you can actually pull in the comps there, and then it updates your valuation. So when you're doing comps, you just need to make sure that you're within the biggest piece, especially if you're doing comps in like a place like Vero Beach, because a mile can be a huge difference between a $200,000 house and $1 million house.
Right.
And that's probably where you're getting some of your valuation issue. But you want to make sure that, it's as close proximity to the house as possible. And also closely identical to what the house offers as far as features, as far as 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, whatever it is, 2-car garage.
Lot size.
That's what lot size. Lot size, not even as much, but obviously you don't want like a 0.25 acres compared to a 4-acre lot, but
We'll do a cool training on it tomorrow. We'll do.
Yeah,
Well, I think that's a really good idea, actually.
Let me finish. Hold on.
We're over.
So the RPR, you want to get your quick search. You want to make sure your search criteria is perfect, and that's the main thing. But also the proximity to the house. Those are your main things that you want.
Yeah,
Don't
I
forget
ended up
the
going
age.
1.5 miles because it said only 2 houses were sold within a mile. So I ended up going 1.5 miles. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It's in your CMAs. So
Yeah.
you can look at it.
So
and
what
see.
I would do in that case, I wouldn't put the mileage up. I would change the criteria a little bit, and then I would do it that way. So, but we can definitely work on that and look at how to do that and make it a little more better for you.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. I hope
Okay.
this is helpful and learning. And guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today. And thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Good. You
Bye,
too.
guys.
Bye-bye.